تملكهم ولها وأوتيت من كل شيء ولها عرش عظيم وجدتها وقومها يسجدون للشمس من دون الله وزين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم فصدهم عن السبيل فهم لا يهتدون ألا يسجدوا لله الذي يخرج الخبأ في السماوات والأرض ويعلم ما تخفون وما تعلنون الله لا إله إلا هو رب العرش العظيم قال سننظر أصدقت أم كنت من الكاذبين اذهب بكتابي هذا فألقه إليهم ثم تول عنهم فانظر ماذا يرجعون قالت يا أيها الملأ إني ألقي إلي كتاب كريم إنه من سليمان وإنه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صدق الله العظيم.
التكبير التكبير التكبير. Allah ubangiji ka sa mu duka mu tattaru haka daga aljanna da malam Rashid da malam Isa suna jawo kira da manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu akbar Allahu akbar Allahu akbar. Allah mai girma mun gode Allah. Allah ubangiji ya kara irin su malam Rashid da yawa cikin mu to ba da wata wani lokaci ba kamar yadda muka introduce malam Firdaus malam Firdaus also ne wani karin bayani tun da yi maka shekida da kira'a mashko
more than I do, but I am just reminding you some of the principles followed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that made him so successful to that extent. Number one, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I acknowledge the presence of my Sheikh Imam Isa and Imam Rashid. Thank you so much. The first principle Prophet Muhammad used was that he saw advantage in the disadvantage of his enemies. That was his first principle. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna ma'al usri yusra, fa inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. And this means wherever there are problems, there are also opportunities at the same time there. Wherever there are problems, Prophet Muhammad, what he did was he capitalized on the opportunities and ignored the disadvantage in there. This was Prophet Muhammad's first principle as a leader, and that made him that successful. Number two, Prophet Muhammad, his office served as a place of action. So inshallah, if we are fortunate to be elected as the president of Yankasa, I will advise you to use the office to serve as a place of action. Now, historically, Prophet Muhammad's migration from Mecca to Medina was not just a migration. No, it was to find a more suitable place for Islamic work. That was the second principle of Prophet Muhammad's migration from Mecca to Medina, to find a suitable place for action. Honestly, I don't believe whenever I hear some brothers saying, Yankasa is, I'm glad my father, I like that you see, that Yankasa is a social club. And I believe if Yankasa as a social club is to organize us to donate money, 100,000, 5,000, no one will ever give a social club $5,000, no. But the $1,000, the $5,000 given whenever there is a fundraiser is because it's an Islamic institution. And who says there's no socialization in Islam? But the problem is, we always try to socialize Islam instead of Islamizing socialization. That is the problem. We should always try, no matter the socialization we are in, Islamize it. So Yankasa, I don't believe it is a social club. I believe it's an Islamic institution whereby we can have socialization and there's nothing wrong with that. The third principle of Prophet Muhammad was that he tried to make friends out of his enemies. You know, don't be surprised why didn't this guy vote for me. This sister, this brother, forget about that. Those who voted for Alhaji Abu, if you are fortunate to be elected, consider them, bring them closer to you as your brothers, regardless of whether they voted for you or they did not. Because Allah subhanahu, and this is a verse, Allah says, Hal wala tastawi al-hasanatu wala sayyi'ah. And a good deed is not equal or equivalent to a bad deed. Now, it means if you are offended, repair, reward with kindness. So why should someone offend me and Allah is expecting me to reward the person with kindness? Why? Allah said, Infa billati hiya ahsan. Reward, repair, replace whatever wrong, somebody wrongs you, replace it with kindness. Why? Allah said, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. If you reward someone who offended you with kindness, definitely that person will end up being your bosom friend. He will end up being your protector. Allah reminded Prophet Muhammad that do not reward with evil. No, reward it with kindness. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ. He will end up being. Now, let's look at Abu Sufyan, Omar. All these people, they were enemies of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. But when they became Islam, they sacrificed their lives for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. They were protecting him until Allah said, Wallahu ya'asimuka min al-nas. Allah protected you from the evildoers. Prophet Muhammad said, then leave me alone. I am protected by my Lord. So consider your enemies, inshallah, to be make friends out of your enemies. The fourth principles of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu was that he turned minors to plus. He brought Islam, as Brother Muhammad Amin said, when I was taking this course as a conflict resolution and analysis facilitator, when I quoted in my assignment, I quoted this verse. The whole professor, he said, for those who made this statement, and I said, it's a verse in the Holy Quran. He said, you, killing as a no. And I referred to the verse. He said, with his 25 years experience as a professor, he never ever read something like what I quoted. When Allah said, the fourth principle was Prophet Muhammad turned minors to plus. What does it mean? After the battle of Badr, 70 people, unbelievers, were taken as prisoners of war. Okay, these were people who tortured Prophet Muhammad. They killed some of his family, they destroyed their house, they took all their property when they forced them to migrate to Medina. When they were